It's the State Show with Jeff Mavros, and here's your host, Dave Krieger.
Welcome to the State Show with Jeff Mavros. Jeff couldn't make it this week, so I'm going to be your host. I'm Dave Krieger, and don't worry, it's going to be the same great show, but I'm a little funnier, a little better looking, generally more likable, and a lot taller. I'm the Associate Director in the Financial Aid Office, and finally, this show's going to focus on stuff that really matters.
Hey guys,
so let's talk some financial
I really want to work through this
aid.
email bit a little bit before we start the show. Dave, guys, what? Dave, are you practicing?
Yeah, that's it. I was practicing because, I've got a lot of stage fright. I was just trying to get over it.
Oh my gosh, Dave, you're going to be so good. Don't be nervous. You're natural. You're going to be awesome at this. And I mean, you're here. I mean, it's an hour early, but I say we just do this thing. Guys, can we just roll it?
Reggie's not here.
Well, Reggie wasn't here for the last show. I thought it went great. You know what? Hang on. I'll figure this out.
It's the State Show with Jeff Mavros, and here's your host, Jeff Mavros.
Welcome to the State Show with Jeff Mavros. I'm your host, Jeff Mavros. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Illinois State, and today our show is money. Seriously. Today we're going to talk about the importance of the financial piece to the college search puzzle, and to help us out, we've got my great friend Dave Krieger from the Financial Aid Office here with us. You guys are going to love him, but he's a little nervous, so as you watch this, give him a break, okay? Because he's got some really good information to share with us. So settle in, grab a pen and a pad, and I guess doodle, because you certainly won't want to take notes on anything shared on this show. So let's get started, shall we? Give it up for the house band, Bird Eye Blind. Thanks, gang. Love the enthusiasm. Friends, we've got a new segment for you today that we think is going to be really helpful to all you students out there getting ready for college life. We call it Checkmate. As some of you may know, professors and university types will communicate with you next year primarily through electronic mail, otherwise known as email. Unlike SMS messages or texts, which alert you to their presence as soon as they're delivered to your phone, electronic mail requires that you check your inbox to receive messages. I'm going to just pull up the email here from the show so you can see how this works. Let's just take a look at some of the fan mail we've gotten recently as an example. Well, the content isn't important here, gang. What matters is that you understand how this works. Let's just try another. Well, you get the idea. On a college campus, whether you're a first-year student or an experienced and respected professional, much of your communicating is going to be done via email. So you'll want to familiarize yourself with this important medium before heading off to school in the fall. Okay, on to more important matters. As I said at the outset, today's show is about financial aid. And as the name implies, financial aid is all about assisting students and families as they manage the costs associated with their education. This is increasingly important as the cost of education increases. And while I won't tell you that college is cheap, I will tell you that most colleges work really hard to stay affordable. After all, it's to both their benefit and that of the students they serve that as many students as possible persist and graduate. Truly, colleges and their students have the same goal. Nope. Yep. Higher education is indeed an investment, and it's arguably the best investment you'll make in your lifetime. In fact, most research suggests that having a bachelor's degree is worth more than $1 million more than a high school diploma over the course of your working life. And often, higher salaries are available to those with higher and higher levels of education. So, if we agree that education is worth pursuing, and that we might not be able to pay for it ourselves, we can understand how important financial aid really is. And aren't we lucky to have an expert right here in our midst? Ladies and gentlemen, here to answer our many questions about making college affordable, Associate Director of Financial Aid, Dave Krieger. Dave, good to see you, my man. Have a seat.
Hey, it's great to be here, Jeff. I can't imagine anybody doing this show better than you do.
Oh, that is so kind of you. Thanks so much. Let's talk some financial aid, shall we? First question, what is, for everybody at home, what is financial aid?
Okay, financial aid, just what it sounds like. It's money that helps kids go to school. 3 types of financial aid: scholarships and grants. That's the good stuff. Everybody wants those. There's loans, kind of a necessary evil. There's different types of loans. Students can take out loans, parents can take out loans, and then you can get private loans through a bank lending institution. The third type is self-help. A lot of students work on campus. That's a good way to help with that spending money week to week, but a lot of jobs on campus. I think ISU employs about 6,000 students on campus each year.
So can most students expect to have all three types of aid that you just described in a financial aid package?
Yeah, a lot of students do get all three types, but it's going to depend on a lot of things. One is the family situation is going to depend on what the cost is at the schools that they're looking at going to, and different things like that. But some students are going to qualify for grants, some are going to qualify for scholarships. A lot of students are going to work while they're here, but some people may only get loans.
All right, now let's back up. How does a student even start this process?
You have the FAFSA form, the free application for federal student aid. Students have to do that every year, available October 1st. We recommend doing it early, and that gets the ball rolling. What they do is there's a lot of family information involved with that, income information that you'll put on there. You can list multiple schools, so different schools can get that if you haven't decided which school you're going to go to, but that gets the ball rolling.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
I personally don't think it is. It really isn't. What happens is when you go through it, it's all online. It's web-based. You go through it, you fill out sections, it tells you what you need to answer, and then before you know it, you're done. A lot of people kind of sweat it out, but it's really not that bad.
Don't be scared, everybody at home. And you guys in financial aid, you will help families through this process as well?
We can help answer questions about it. There's lots of workshops out there. We do workshops. This year we did a lot of Zoom workshops about filling out the FAFSA form. Our office is available. People can call and ask questions. They can stop in the office and ask questions. Your office has been a great help for those questions also.
Okay, so let's say I'm a student who's applied, been admitted, maybe I've got 2 or 3 schools left on my list. I'm trying to make my decision as we near spring here. Can you talk to us a little bit about the timeline and maybe when I can expect offer letters to come out?
Every school has a different timeline. Okay. We encourage people to do their FAFSAs early. That way you don't miss out on anything. At Illinois State, we send out our offer letters early March. That's for the new students. Continuing students get it a few weeks later.
Let's say now that I'm an admitted student and I've got 2 or 3 schools on my list at this point. You know, we're starting to get into the spring. It's about the time when mom's really kind of like leaning on me to make my decision, right? When can I expect a financial aid offer letter from any of my schools?
Okay, that's a good question, because what happens is if you do your FAFSAs early, and we recommend people do it as early as they can, close to that October 1st date, you'll be in good shape when it comes time to get those offer letters. Illinois State's, we send ours out around March 1st to the incoming class for the fall. Continuing students usually get those a couple weeks after that. Could be different from other schools. They do different things at other schools. Maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later.
Good opportunity for us to tell the folks at home, students, you have until May 1st to make that decision as to where you really want to attend college. So the nice part about that early March to May 1 timeline is you have time to review that offer letter before having to make a decision about college. So one of the things that I know can alter the timeline is being selected for verification. And I know sometimes this really freaks families out. Can you tell us a little bit about verification, what that means and what they need to do?
Verification is nothing to be afraid of. We're told by the federal government who has to turn in verification documentation for us. And basically it's just a matter of confirming what you put on the FAFSA is correct. You're going to get those notices. Most of our students have already received those. If you did your FAFSA early, you already received a letter saying you need to do the verification. It's just a matter of turning in a few documents to the school, and do that as soon as you can so you don't jeopardize that March 1st offer letter.
That's great. That should probably make everybody at home feel just a little bit better. Another question that I get sometimes from people, and you guys probably get it a lot, is, you know, where do they look for scholarships outside of maybe their institutions, and when does that scholarship process start and stop, that scholarship search?
Scholarship searches are interesting in that you can start those in high school. You can start those just before you come to college. You can keep doing those while you're in college. There's a lot of free scholarship search engines out there that are available. How do you find those? You can go to our financial aid office website at Illinois State. We have a whole section about scholarships. There's a section about private scholarships and scholarships that you can search for off campus. They're free. Don't pay for scholarship searches. Some people will pay $75 or more to do something that you can do yourself for free. But there's a lot of good resources for those. They can check with the schools that they're thinking of going to. They can check with the departmental offices if they know what they're going to be majoring in. There's lots of different scholarships out there, and the scholarship search process really never stops.
Real good advice, Dave, and we are unfortunately almost out of time. What's out there that we haven't talked about yet?
Boy, I tell you what, you cover all the bases. The biggest piece of advice I have to people is to ask questions. If you have a question about something as far as paying for college, do it, ask it, call the financial aid office, call your admissions office, contact us. You can email our office. They can go to myillinoisstate.edu, which is our portal that students can go to. They can see if they have any items that are on their to-do list. So if they need to turn something else into our office, that's where they're going to find that. But get your questions answered and ask those questions. We're here to help you.
You know, that's great advice, Dave. Thank you so much for being with us. I mean, this has been just a blast.
Wow, thank you, Jeff, because, this was easy. You're such a great interviewer.
Dave Krieger, everybody. Okay, everyone, as you know, we love to give away Illinois State swag on this show. So this week, all you need to do to be eligible is share this video with a friend or an enemy. Just share the video, and you can be chosen to receive some free Redbird stuff. We'll pick a couple people at random, so start sharing now. Well, not now, at least watch to the end of the show. There's only like a minute left anyway. And with that minute, let's go over what we've learned today. College is indeed an investment, but it's an investment you make in yourself and your future, and it will return for you like almost no other investment you'll ever make. And as you consider colleges, of course, cost is an important factor. It should be, but don't lose sight of your long-term goal of being a lawyer or a teacher or a professional stand-in liner. Yeah, seriously, that last one is a real thing, but I don't think you need a college degree for it. The point is, whatever your dreams, go for them. And do your research to know how schools and other organizations can help you make them a reality. More than anything, don't be afraid to ask your questions. There are people out there who can help you, who want to help you. And remember, we all want you to become graduates of our institutions and to realize your dreams. And there might just be money available to help you do so. So file that FAFSA, apply for those scholarships, read that offer letter, and ask those questions. And then make a decision that makes sense for you and your family. Until next time, be good, everybody, and go Birds.